It's Week 18 of the NFL, and we've got the Bengals' versatile running back. He's the NFL's ultimate red zone back.
The Bengals returning their offense and this running back to the field. On first down, they'll run. And he has him a small chunk of yards up to the 42. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Play action now. Burrow. This is hauled in by T. Higgins. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They're working a couple of yards past the line. Marshawn Nealon, the one to send him down. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They'll send their tight end right. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. And the Cowboys bringing on an extra DB here. 3rd down coming. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. He has the first over the middle. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. They get an even 10 on that play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down. Burrow out of the shotgun. Running in the red zone. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Give them about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Reaches the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals have a great first drive and get the game's first points. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the...
Shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Brought down by Deron Bland.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Well, no look on his first look of the game, and that'll bring up 4th and 3. The Bengals.
Here we go.
Are you kidding me?
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry. Timeout called on the field, so we've got a player shaken up, and at the worst time, too. They just wanted to keep everyone healthy entering the playoffs next week. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3. Burrow from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch. Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's second down.
Here we go.
Looking to throw, Burrow. Finds his man, Chase. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Throwing is Burrow. Completes this one to Chase. Down to the 10. He makes it in for the Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals grow their lead just before halftime. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in...
Back out on off.
Here we go.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. He fires one deep down the middle. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Now Burrow. He's trying another one deep. Caught at the line. And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense. Well, sometimes there's nothing you can do but throw your hands up and stare at the ground, partner. He knew he was beat deep, and there was nothing he could do about it. The home teams, and this running back headed back. First down, Burrow to throw. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down. Burrow to the air now. He's trying to go deep again. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. That was Jamar Chase he was looking for there. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Here we go.
Burrow back to throw. Into the hands of Duvernay. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals. Blown back, it's the handoff. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Marshawn Nealon, the one to send him down. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Here we go, here we go.
From the 43. Completed to his running back. And this one doesn't go far.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
This one finds Kelsey. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Levante David, like so many times in his career, making that tackle. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Working inside the red zone. He brings it in. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards them with a 1st and goal.
Here we go.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. Crosses the goal line for the Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope. Offense running out for a new series.
Here we go, here we go.
Here's a give up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Here we go.
Back-to-back carries here. And he's brought down after a short gain. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. Back to the well again. And he'll get it up to the 44. Well, this certainly has been a memorable contest for him. His coaches, man, they're going to take this kind of output every single game.
This goes a little beyond the expectations they have for him, maybe even for himself. What impresses me so much, Kate, the guy just doesn't tire. Getting stronger, literally, as this game's going on.
And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. They give it to him again. Escapes a defender. Inside the 25. And he finally ends up out of bounds after a huge gain. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Another carry for him. And he'll bring it into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals make it a 2-possession game here in the 4th. And now it's just he and 4 other running backs, the only players to ever reach 25 rushing touchdowns in a single season. With that score, he joined some great company to be in. Sean Alexander, Priest Holmes, and a couple of Hall of Famers, LaDainian Tomlinson and Emmitt Smith. And he has it inside the end zone. That's going to add 2 to their lead here late. All right, Brock, they win empty. We all expected a pass was coming. This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back.
Here we go. Stop.
They'll run here on first down. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down.
Here we go.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. We have a timeout now for somebody shaken up on the previous play, and as they work on him, his teammates hoping this doesn't keep him out of the postseason. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Now Dallas is going to call its second timeout. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. It's victory formation the rest of the way for the Bengals, who take a knee. Final timeout taken by the Cowboys, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down.
Here we go.
There's a handoff up the gut. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
They take a knee here, and that's going to close out the regular season with a victory.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort.
So the Bengals pick up the win in this one. And they get one more victory in a division champion season. That, of course, not the championship they're focused on, right, Brock? And the road to the Super Bowl will begin at home next week in the wild card round.
It's the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wild Card Weekend. It's the Chiefs and the Bengals under the lights on Sunday night.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to a very loud and a very sold-out Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good AFC matchup in store, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say. The Bengals offense getting set to try and advance here in the opening round of these playoffs. And the focus of the offense all season long has been this man, their star running back. He has been exceptional.
And he's coming up with a tremendous season, but as we all know, that won't mean a whole lot if these guys can't advance out this first weekend of the playoffs. So he's going to need to be at his very best to get his teammates through to the divisional round. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
So a nice run there, and I have to think a strong running game in the playoffs, maybe even more critical than the regular season. And if you go by the numbers, the man they have running it here, he was the best in the NFL.
And since he led the league in rushing yards, I think it means he's going to see the ball a lot in this game, too, because that's what they're built like. That's what they're built around. So I think the offensive line, the tight end, the wide receivers, everyone is coming together, wanting him to get the ball and get it off it, and they want to carve some holes out there for him.
Here we go, here we go.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. That good for 19 and a first down.
And this is what you want to do in the first half of a playoff game. Get the running game established. He was a big part of their run to a division title. So they're going to rely on him to carry a heavy load here in the playoffs. He rips off a nice run there.
Hands it off out of the gun. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. From the 32-yard line now, here's second and a yard. And they'll run on the inside handoff. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. That good for 19 and a first down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Here we go.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now it's Burrow.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for him. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again.
On 1, ready?
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Burrow looking to pass. And the Chiefs are going to get him. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
Here we go.
Burrow will throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
Well, this hasn't really been a first half to remember on either side of the ball, but I think this kind of makes this an important drive. You'd love to get this back to a one-score game if you can, and that's good work there to get some yardage here and pick up the first down.
3 on the play, and it's second down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
2nd and 7.
Get set. 12, 12, 12. Get the points on the board. 12, 12, 12.
Now Burrow. That's taken in by Duvernay.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 31-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away.
McPherson's kick is good.
And a second field goal here cuts them down. The Bengal offense now with the football first here to begin quarter number 3.
Out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one and set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. Them to start the second half and get us going.
Here we go.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Here's a handoff out of the gun. Oh, nice move. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. Here's 2nd and 3.
Here we go.
Now it's Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Here we go.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll take this into the end zone from Bengal TD. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Bengals are back within a couple of the lead.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9 yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone. They made the decision to go for 2. They didn't get it. They remained.
The Bengals offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work.
Here we go.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Down at the 35, it'll be 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way. 22. 113 yards for him on the. Now he has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Gun.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great play there, with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And the Bengals have scored again in this 3rd quarter, this time to move out in front.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll bring it down at the 27-yard line.
Now 2nd and 5. Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here we go. 11.
Here's Burrow.
Across midfield. He's going to have the 1st down and then some.
And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
They'll try to run this one in, and he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And the Bengals are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown. Cincinnati set to take over once again. We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Now a timeout called for by the defense as he'll... Things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
On 1, ready? Here we go.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
Now he's loose again. Inside the 10.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. 62 yards.
And the Bengals use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially...
Bengals going to live to fight another week as we say thanks for watching and so long, everybody.
Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bengals and the Bills. All that and more coming up next.
With a new stadium rising just to the west of us, for now we're back for football in the familiar setting of Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. Today we begin the divisional round with a tremendous matchup. It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. So glad you have joined us. It's a divisional round matchup here in the playoffs. Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson, partner. Both these teams feeling the momentum, feeling good. They won last week on the Bengals offense and their... Nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? Once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
And some good blocking at the point of attack. A pickup of 7, and it brings up third down.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down. But that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
And it looks like he's going to have that first down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on third down. They'll stay on the ground. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They bring Chase in motion. Burrow here on 2nd down. That's caught. Travis Kelce. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Mike, I can't tell you how many corner routes I caught throughout my career, and there's really an art to it. At the top of the break, you have to give the quarterback what they call an indicator step. That's your cut where you set your angle, and then once that ball's out, go chase it down, and in this case, he's able to pick up the first down.
Inside the 20. Not quite to the end zone, but in great position out of bounds at the 3. That is a big play for Cincinnati. A gain of 48. They'll try to run this one in. And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case,
the Bengals offense.
Here we go.
They'll begin here on the ground. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line.
and a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
A huge play there for the Bengals. 37 yards. Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. Short pass taken in by Kelsey. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Here's a run. Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the plane, but a real solid gain on 1st and goal. Here now, 2nd down and goal. Working out of the gun, Burrow. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get the goal away.
I think this is one of those cases, Mike, where sometimes as an offensive coordinator, you can overthink things just a little bit. You're down. You only need a couple inches, and you're telling yourself, okay, I still have this 2nd down if I want to catch him off guard and pass.
That is caught side of the end zone. Travis Kelsey. Touchdown, Bengals. The Bengals are. So now they'll send out Evan McPherson for this field goal try. Well, this would be something from an impossible distance. And as expected, this one's not going to get there. It's no good. And this is going to remain a 1-possession game. This offense... Here's a run to begin this 3rd quarter. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll stick with him again. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the 1st half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
Play action now. It's Burrow. Now a ball deep, middle of the field.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. Rasul Douglas there to break that one up. This offense ready for the... A run on 1st and goal. To the pylon, he's in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. That is a dream scenario. The offense handed the ball 1st and goal. And drive will start on the ground. Second down and 3. Now Burrow on the bootleg. Duvernay with the grab. And he's going to be brought down here on what will turn out to be the final play of the third quarter. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They bring Chase in motion. On first down, Burrow. Quickly, this one out to Chase. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
Now give on the ground, and the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down. They'll try to get this one on the ground. The Bengals ready to punt this one away. Important punt here in this tie game late. And no chance of a run back here. This one's... So it's a win here for the Bills. They will continue on in these playoffs. They're now 1 step away from a Super Bowl appearance. We'll have a tough one coming up next Sunday for the conference championship game.
start next season right now.
Can't get hung up on this one. Gotta move forward.
Who was that?
Here come the Chargers, the offense getting set to come out. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. He's got room to the 45. And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line. It's a big one for the Chargers. 39 yards. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Let's give some love to the big guys up front here, Mike. The offensive line is looking good here early to start the game. Couple nice big explosive runs. Expect them to continue to lean on the big guys up front.
And he's in! Touchdown Chargers.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself around.
So, 4 quarters, not enough to find a winner. Both teams plenty to chew on before the regular season gets going. But for now, thankfully, with the rule implemented back in 2021, the game ends here. No overtime in the preseason, so this game